Before Jesus told any of his funny stories, before the great teacher taught any of his off-the-wall lessons, turn the other cheek, give everything to the poor, love your enemy, absurd, right? Well, before it all, he performed one of his most outrageously comedic acts. He called his disciples. It's not a laugh that he called disciples. Many leaders do that. The punchline of this joke is that he called the ones he called to be his disciples. Think about it. You're going to start a religious movement, a revolutionary movement, a radical movement. Who do you pick to help you with that? Imagine yourself as L. Ron Hubbard or Joseph Smith or Richard DeVos, founder of Amway. Who would those guys have chosen? Marketing experts, theologians, communications experts, right? Brilliant minds, wise thinkers who are going to help you effectively get the word out, get the message across, ones that will give good advice and guidance as you fine-tune and deliver your message. But Jesus is so far at the other end of the spectrum with his choice, they are barely even on the same spectrum as those pillars of success types that you were just thinking of. About the only thing that Jesus' disciples have in common with the types that you might pick is that they are both humans. First, there are the fishermen. Fishermen. I mean, I have great respect for their drive, their determination, their courage. But as religious leaders to be, I'm not so sure. You gotta wonder if, given his propensity for a good joke, Jesus called them just so that he could deliver that great line, "I will make you fishers of people." Everyone likes a good turn of phrase, right? You can just hear the drum and cymbal with the delivery. "Hey, you fishermen, follow me and I'll make you fish for people." Ba-dum-bum. Joke was on them. You can sell the fish you catch. No money in fishing for people. The laughs continued with the call of a tax collector, Matthew by name. Okay, again, let's take a step back. You're starting a not-for-profit organization. You have to gather a board of directors, even if they are just pro forma. You're going to put people on that board who are highly regarded in the community, folks who are respected and who can thus bring in money from donors, right? Well, here's Jesus inviting one of the most hated people in the community into his inner circle, a tax collector. By definition, as a tax collector, he worked in collusion with the occupying forces. Matthew and his fellow tax collectors were complicit with the Romans in that they collected the taxes that went to Rome. And their Roman masters didn't care how they did it or how much excess they collected, just as long as Caesar got what they demanded. So tax collectors were well known to overcharge their fellow citizens, their neighbors, and pocket the extra. Tax collector was synonymous with cheater, turncoat, traitor. And therefore, you guessed it, a perfect candidate for jokester Jesus to call as a disciple. The humor continues as Jesus gets what's coming to him for poor recruitment. The guys don't get him, don't understand his message. They spend their time arguing with each other over who Jesus likes better. And finally, when push comes to shove, when it really hits the fan, in the garden when Jesus was arrested, what does the band of unqualified do? They show their true colors and run away. Peter even goes on to attempt to convince folks that he didn't even know Jesus. Loyal friend, entrusted with the mission, carriers of the message, builders of the movement. Joke's on you, Jesus. But Jesus always insists on having the last laugh. This unlikely band does go on to change the world, because the Spirit of Jesus will never say die. And that Spirit continues to call the most unlikely to follow in the way and work of Jesus. Folks like you and me. What a joke.